Hello and welcome to another Knife on the Edge. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So today we're going to be looking at a very attractive little fellow here in this wee pouch. Clearly know what brand of knife that is. Again, I'm just showing the pouch because it is something better than the standard cardboard box. This did come inside a cardboard box, but we're not here to look at the packaging, and that's not typically what I am going to do unless it is something nice like this. So a little fur-lined pouch, nice little place for the knife to rest. A couple of decals in there with both the WeKnife and Civivi websites on there, and the cleaning stuff and all the other do not eat me and whatnot. Right, there it is. So you've seen the knife lie there. Very, very handsome, very, very attractive looking knife. So let's open that so that you can see it and speak a little bit about the knife. So this is the WeKnives Synergy 2. The Synergy 2 is a production version of a knife that was actually produced some time ago. It is a Jimmo Young design, and the original knife won the most innovative. Have another one. The most innovative American design at the 1999 Blade Show. This then the production version of that. So design produced in collaboration, as a collaboration between WeKnives and Jimmo Young. So as I mentioned, this is the Synergy 2. In terms of materials of the knife, the blade is a Damasteel. And this specific design of Damasteel, let's lift that up a little bit. You can see the concentric circles kind of squashed in there. Good looking blade, really good looking blade. So that specific design of Damasteel is the Heimskringla Tanto shaped blade, as you can see. A little upswept curve at the back. Handsome. So the overall knife has this very kind of organic flow to it, I think. The handle material is titanium and really nicely milled, beautifully finished. It's got these sort of pinstripes on it. Now, those are actually ridges. I don't know if that's coming across, if you can hear that, but these ridges that are so nice to handle, so nice to fondle. Right, while I have a little moment. And you just saw me flash that side of the knife there. The pivot cap is Damascus, and that is also just really classy and beautifully done. So just adds a little pop of color. You can see the blue and purple hues in that, and then the little torque screw in the inside there seems to be bronzed just on that one and not on any of the others. So the hardware on it, the rest of the torque screws, that's all titanium. And let's close that. And then the pocket clip is titanium as well. And I'll speak a little bit more about that pocket clip in a second. Dimensions of the knife. We've got a blade length of 8.9 centimeters. I'll actually double check that because I'm not too confident. If you know what time of the morning I did this, I'll just double check that now. But 8.9 centimeters is what I measured in the early hours. That's 3.5 inches. So let's have a quick look at that and make sure. This might look a little off to you because of the perspective. I don't want to put the tape measure right on the knife. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, 8.9. Yeah, didn't do too badly. For somebody that was sleep deprived at time of doing this, not too bad. So, yes, 8.9 centimeters, 3.5 inches. Blade thickness, 3.2 mils or 0.3 inches. So, slender, long blade. Holds its thickness relatively close to the end before tapering off. We've got this swedge running along the back end of the knife. And then we've got a complex grind. So we've got a hollow grind on this piece. And let me see if I can, yeah, you can just see there where it transitions to another grind that is sort of tapering off to the front of the knife. Knife came really sharp. The edge beautifully done. You know, it's not mirror, but you know, for a factory edge, that's very, very neatly done. And as I mentioned, came really sharp out of the box. Gorgeous. Really, I'm probably going to say that a lot in this video. That handle also nicely contoured. So if you can see it from the top, how it sort of widens and narrows over there. A very shapely, comely looking knife. Yes, beautiful. Moving on. So the whole organic shape of the knife means that it just, it melts into your hand when you grab that. It really, really is comfortable to hold. Right, so let's speak about that pocket clip that I mentioned just now. So titanium mold pocket clip, and this sort of interesting spoon shape to it. And I've seen some reviewers or read some reviewers saying that it doesn't really match the design of the knife. I disagree. I actually think that really does suit the knife, the design of the knife. The whole thing, I mentioned there's this organic shape, and I think that really suits it. And just having a plain pocket clip there, I think would detract from the design. I think this just adds another little dimension to it. I think it's really nicely done. It's also got that almost sandblasted matte finish to it, which perfectly matches the spine of the knife, has the same finish to it. Interesting on the design as well. Did I mention, oh, by the way, it's Torx all around. I think I did mention that. But interesting little aspects to the design of the knife. The attention to detail and sort of love and care in design of this knife is really lovely. It's like nothing was left to chance, nothing was left untouched by the designer and manufacturer. Even the lanyard hole, you can see that oval lanyard hole that is that goes through the knife. What I didn't mention, of course, which is really important and one of the standout features of this knife, is that it is an integral design. Integral, as some people like to say. And that just basically means is this is just one piece titanium, the handle material that is. So no joins on that, which is difficult to make, trickier to make. It means that that inside of that knife needs to be machined out of there, and it's all just one piece, but beautifully, beautifully, beautifully done. Interesting as well is you'll see if I hold it in the light there that there's a different color to the handle material and this end of the lock there. And what I suspect is that whole piece on the end there, you can see the little join line, so beautifully done and matched, seamless almost, except you can see the color transition. But I suspect that that's stainless steel. So the darker area being titanium, that's stainless steel, and which means that the lockup against the blade is stainless steel on stainless steel. So it avoids the dreaded lock stick, but a nice way of doing that. It forms part of a very, very interesting design. You might pick up as well, and I'm going to try and swivel and angle the knife a little bit to see if I can get it to show up on camera. But there's a little line which comes across. You can maybe just see it there. There's a little loop that comes around there, and a little line over there that might look like a crack when you first sort of just spot it. But what it is it's a separate piece of titanium that's actually been inlaid. I don't know if you can see it. I really want to try and pick it up on the camera. That's been inlaid there. And again, just beautifully matched. And what that really is it's the lock bar. So this being an integral design, you could obviously not separate the two pieces to get the lock bar inside there. So there's a little piece milled out of the one piece titanium to get the lock bar in there. But rather than have just the lock bar showing over there or doing like a different color little cap on there, they've done is created this little plug that goes in there to cover that lock bar up. So again, just beautiful, beautiful, elegant design and attention to detail. So I'm assuming if you take out, and I haven't taken this knife apart, it's not actually my knife, and I'll explain a little bit about that just now. But I'm assuming if you remove the Torx screw there and that pivot cap, that you could probably remove that to get to that lock bar. I'm assuming that's how it works. But again, like I say, just the extra care and attention and thought that's gone into that on a production knife is, to me, just astonishing. An absolutely gorgeous piece of kit, this. On the other side, the pivot cap is the WE logo, as we so often do. Beautiful, nicely done. We really great job for a production knife. This is stunning. It really looks and feels like a custom knife. gorgeously done. I think I've gone through all the specs, maybe not. The overall length of the knife is 21 centimeters, that's 3.8 inches. And weight, let's speak about the thickness. So the thickness of that handle at the widest point is 14.5 mils, so 0.5 inches at the widest point over there. Yeah, I think I've got all that. Weight, 143 grams. I am going to check that. I've seen that stated weights, especially on a lot of the sites, are not bang on, and in some instances I've seen quite far off. So let's just check that quickly. Are we here? Get my very shiny scale. Get that lined up there. So it looks like it was all very well planned when I got the scale. Right, crank that up. What do we want? Ounces? We'll leave it on ounces. Let's see the weight of that. So stated weight, 5 ounces. Spot on. Well, the stated weight is accurate as the rest of the knife. Well done, we. And let's get that onto grams. 104, I've got 140. They said 143. No, that's interesting. So the ounces are bang on, grams slightly off. So there might have been a little bit of rounding. Well, okay. Well, closest, damn it. Good. Much here to see the accuracy of my scale. I think I might have mentioned that before. So to get a little bit of a size comparison of this knife, let's lay that down there. So I'll use the knife that I have been using until I get my Ontario Rat. That seems to be the most commonly used knife, and the knife that everybody knows. So I make use of, I think, a knife that most people know as well is the Spyderco Manix 2. Have a look at that. Very similar sizes. You know, the differences between those knives is negligible. And it even has that, I think, a sort of similar organic shape, not identical. You know, obviously that's a little bit of a spear point there, and this the Tanto, but very similar. I think you know the Spyderco's obviously got the front finger choil that the Wii does not. Anyway, right. So similar size, actually quite similar weights as well. The Synergy to a little bit wider. Right, let's get that guy out the way. And then the other knife I've been using is the what's this, bench? That's when you know your own knife. Benchmade Mini Barrage. Yeah, considerably smaller and lighter knife, but yeah, just again to give you a little bit of a size perspective on that. Let's get that out the way now. Did I mention that the knife is running on ceramic ball bearings? If I didn't, so those are caged ceramic ball bearings, so it is super smooth, beautiful action, nice snappy sound. Isn't that just part of the joy of owning a knife, is the sound as much as the action and design. Detent, beautiful. You can hear that little click, ding as it goes in. Nice, beautiful. Again, really snappy action, and if you close it slowly, really smooth, as you'd expect from ceramic. Nice. I think I've mentioned everything. Maybe what I didn't, another little detail that I need to mention here, because again, it's just that beautiful attention to detail in design. But on the lock here, where you've got that cutout on the lock, just to make the material thinner, because that's where that lock flexes. Again, just a little bit of extra detail there, so you can see it's been milled in there, and you've got these 2 bars running on there. So again, as I mentioned, nothing has been left untouched by the designer and manufacturer's hands here. Just a stunning and absolutely gorgeous knife. Oh, feels good in hand. Precious. Right, moving on before I have another moment. Price of the knife, it is a pretty pricey knife. It is in my country, South Africa. in South African rand, 11,775 rand. And online, I've seen it at Knife Center, Knife Works, Blade HQ, all for the same price, $625. But honestly, I think well worth it. It is, you know, I'm gonna say it again. It is a beautifully designed, beautifully made and finished knife. You know, can a tool be art? Can something practical be art? I think this absolutely proves that it can, because this is a piece of art. This knife doesn't actually belong to me. It is kindly on loan from Blades and Triggers in South Africa. So they've got a national footprint in South Africa. Great selection of knives. This specific one, I go to my local store, is in Eastgate. So to any South Africans watching this, pay them a visit. Go check them out. They've got a great selection of knives. They're really great bunch of guys, wacky guys, but really great guys. So Bowen and his team, very, very helpful. Bowen himself, you want to go in there and just talk knives, guns, cars, really great place to visit. So kindly on loan from them, and I thank them for that. They do have a website, so Blades and Triggers, great website, and you can see the huge selection of knives they've got there. So we'll plug for them, but thanks for their support and lending me this knife. And in fact, I should say, this knife is going to go back. So it is really beautiful. I'm really impressed with this. I don't want to let it go, so I'm probably going to raid the piggy bank and keep this in my collection. So you might have gathered that I like this knife. Check it out, guys. Beautifully done. Oh, what I didn't mention is there are a few variations of this knife. So you get a knife that is, you know, the handle's finished differently. So still titanium, doesn't have the sort of pinstripes on it. And they have version with a carbon fiber inlay. You get one with a plain blade, so not the Damasteel. I'm not actually sure what blade steel they use on that one. But you get that version as well, and then there's a different shape version in Damasteel and the non-Damasteel version. It's like a Persian shape, that sort of upswept blade shape to it. I'm not sure what you call that, but so you get a different blade shape version as well. But I'm assuming, I haven't had those in hand, I only seen pictures of them. I'm assuming they're all made to the same level of finish. You know, we know that we know that we make an excellent product, and this is absolutely no exception. And I think this is even a cut above. Beautiful, beautiful knife, guys. I think that's all I've got for you. I think I've gone through everything on the knife. Again, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Please, if you've stuck around this far through my rambling, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'd really appreciate that. And other than that, have a great day. Go well, and God bless.